In order to get answers, you have to ask questions. I asked this off camera, and I found out, and I think you should know. Tell us, the people, what this is.
This is what they call a headache rack. It bolts onto the frame of the tractor right behind the cab. When you haul a flatbed, you either have to have a bunk on the front of the trailer, so if your load happens to shift or you hit something, it'll come forward and it'll hit that bunk and it won't go into the tractor. Well, some of them carry this on the tractor as their headache rack, as well as they can put their chains underneath here, let them hang down in the tray, their load locks, and they can close it up and lock it for security when they're stopped somewhere so somebody doesn't come and snap their chains out.
Okay. And most vehicles have this if they're going to use flatbeds?
Not all of them. It's a driver's particular.
Oh, you don't need it. It's not a rule.
No.
It sure
you have
should
to
be.
have something either on the trailer or on the tractor.
Yeah, because the load shift keeps right on coming.
Most all the trailers will have it.
Okay. Now, the other thing, we're looking at some of the used units outside. It's a perfect spot to talk about those things that stick up over.
Airfoilers on the top.
Airfoilers on the top.
It just makes the truck more aerodynamic to give it less wind resistance, which improves your mileage.
Okay. That's moving the air so it don't hit the trailer.
Yes.
The flat part of the trailer.
Take it up over the trailer.
Right. And there's different kinds.
Yes, there is. There's higher ones. Some are higher. Some have the air foilers, or not the word I want, but along the side of the tractor to keep the air from going underneath it as well. And it doesn't pick up resistance from like the battery box or the fuel tanks. It's all smooth on the side.
Okay. Does it make it like this first black one here? Could that be used as standing room in the cab too, ever? Do they ever go up into that extra space?
No, they don't that much now, but they are coming out with a unit that you can
that would do that.
Yes.
If you're going to have it, you might as well make use of it.
Yes.
You know, and some just flop up like the third one there, the one with the yellow and the gold and the blue. And the majority of trucks have these today, tractors.
Yes.
Because they found out that it saves them fuel, and that's what someone told. That's what we were told. That was one of the two most important, right? Fuel and comfort. And that's one of them. We're going to talk a little bit about the rental, and then we'll be calling it a day here at Champlain Peterbilt. And we're indebted to Carl Smith, who spent a lot of his morning here with us. He's been up a long time, he was in a lot of places before we got here. Been a long time since we've seen this man, an hour or so ago on the tape, Bernie and Bob. And Bob, we're going to talk a little bit about leasing. I didn't know that you did leasing.
Yeah, we have Champlain Leasing. It's basically we rent vehicles by the day, by the week, long-term leasing up to 4 or 5 years. Straight jobs, by that I mean with a van body on the back, tractors, trailers, just about anything anybody in commercial business would need.
New or used?
New.
Oh, they're all new?
Yeah.
Okay. So person, do you have many of those out on the road? I'm not asking you the number, but...
we probably got total of about 8 or 10 units right now. We're developing it slowly, getting the rest of the dealership formulated on a solid base. But it's coming along pretty well.
Have you been doing that very long here?
Since about 92, I think we became an Idealease affiliate, which is just a franchise of leasing companies together.
So do you lease the truck and then release it, or do you own it? You buy it and then...
We own it, we buy it, and then we, lease to a customer under a contract, long-term contract for the unit.
What's a long-term contract?
Basically anything over a year.
Oh, okay.
Up to a year is what we would consider a rental or extended
And you have a
rental.
deal where if they decide that they want to keep it, some of the rental can go toward the price, or would you...
All different ways can be worked out on a lease purchase. You have your residuals at the end that the customer usually has first option if he wants to buy it. Just whatever fits his needs, we can work it out.
Who carries the insurance on a deal like that for us?
Either way, we can furnish it.
Either way, so you're very open on these things, huh?
Yeah, or they can furnish it, whatever is best for him.
Now, who's your specialist for that? Are you also the specialist? Is that the salesman?
Yes, right now I am.
You are the one, huh?
Yeah, we're getting the sales staff trained in it, but right now I'm taking care of that.
Is that more something that's coming on more and more?
It has
least-
been for the last 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Depending on, what the tax structure of the company is, whether they need depreciation or whatever, will determine which way they want to get their equipment.
You're mentioning company now, rather than you mentioned company, I was thinking of individuals. You do it both to individuals?
Not too much.
Mostly companies?
Mostly companies, yeah.
Then they can keep their big investment out. Like Grand Unions, and we talk about Grand Unions, or the post office department, they don't build buildings, they rent, because they don't want that big initial investment,
Right.
They can buy a lot of stock a couple of stores instead of building one building,
That's correct.
Okay, what else is new or coming, you think, in big truck business or tractor business?
Well, we've got some new sleeper models coming out for the trucks this fall and next year. Just innovations onto the truck lines. Be coming out probably 97. We're going to see mandatory anti-brakes in the trucks, and there's a lot of new stuff coming.
Anti-brakes?
The anti-skid brakes, like on your cars.
Oh, I see, okay, yeah.
Anti-locks,
Yep.
right? ABS.
Right. Okay, well, welcome to the
Well,
area.
thank you.
And of course, I say welcome. You've been here for 5 years.
Yeah.
I forget who was who, but you were here the original. You're one of the.
I came in 91. They were open in 90, and I
Yep.
came over in 91. Yeah. We
Okay.
invite everybody to stop by.
There you
Come
go.
and see us.
Come stop in and.
Trucking or not,
Huh?
whether they're truckers or not.
Okay,
right.
stop in and look, because you're not talking about out-of-town people here who've come in. This is locally owned. They pay their taxes here. They raise their family here. The owner here, Carl Smith, has been here a long, long time, and his father before him and parents before him, and they'll be here many, many years. And there's also a company called 3J Fuels, which we're not going to have time to talk with today, but he did promise that we'll get talking about them one of these days, and maybe later in the day I can sleep later.
Yes, we'll give you that.
Carl was up this morning, I think he said 4:30, and was over in...
We had an
William-
early trip over in Burlington, take a truck over, and got back here to do this.
Yes.
So.
That's a little tour. That's one of the advantages of owning the business. You can get started real early in the morning. Huh?
Go when you want.
You can start when you don't pay yourself any overtime.
That's right.
All right, well, again, Bob, thank you very much, and continued success here. Obviously, Carl depends on you for you're the experience. He's learning, and
He's coming along very well.
well, you're teaching him well. Huh? Is he learning well?
Teaching, but
Huh?
he's doing a great job.
You want to tell his wife anything on the phone while you're
no,
on TV?
I'm staying right
You
away
don't-
from that.
You don't want to talk about that.
Sally's a great girl. He can take care of that.
All right. We'll take a short break and we'll say goodbye to Carl out here and continue on. Don't forget, watch Hometown Cable as often as you want. Every day there's new programs and there's something out there for everybody. Don't expect you to watch all the programs. Don't expect you to see everything, but if you can't see yourself, you're going to see your relatives, your friends, your granddaughters, grandsons, relatives, all kinds of things. Local people is what we're trying to cover. That's what it means when you say Hometown Cable. And it's brought to you by the Castines and your advertisers and people who are patrons out there. If you're not a patron already, as Calvin says, please tell us why you're not. Can't believe that anybody enjoying this can't see $12 or more once a year to help Hometown Cable continue to bring these kind of programs to you. I'll be right back. Well, I'm sure there are over 2 hours of tape so far, and we've been all around, looked all parts of this building, and we're coming back to the place that I thought was, if you not to run down anything else, but the most attractive. And right here is with the Sally's Flowers and Dick's sign and Carl's building right here in the front. And we thank you very much, Carl, for your time.
Pleasure's
And
mine. I thank you for coming.
we're very, very pleased to have been here. We've been wanting to do this for 4 or 5 years now. Ever since we've been doing these types of things and let people know just what's happening here. And even I've been surprised today. I didn't realize that there was this much here. And continued success and
Thank
good luck to you. And remember, a lot of people working here. You said up to 22 people working here. Next Sunday we'll be back with new and other things for you to see here on Hometown Cable. Remember, we told you the times, 12:30 4:15, 8 p.m., midnight, 8 the following morning, 5 times to see every show that Calvin and Hometown Cable are putting out.